Hey, what's going on, guys, and welcome back. So when Palworld first dropped, a lot of people were wondering if the game would have an evolution system like a lot of other monster taming games such as Pokemon, Digimon, Nexomon, Coromon, etc. Evolution can come in many forms. You can have linear or branched evolutions, and a lot of the times there are many different implications that can cause evolution to either hinder or enhance the experience for this type of game. Today we're going to briefly discuss the pros and cons of adding evolution to Palworld, how it could work, which pals would be eligible or at least hint at the possibility of a future evolution update, and more. So as per the usual, sit back, relax, subscribe for more monster taming content, and let's dive in. Okay, so I made a video a couple of years back prior to the launch of Palworld speculating about whether or not the game would have evolution, and I noticed even post-launch the video was gaining a ton of momentum, so this is clearly a topic in which people are interested in. There are definitely some pros and cons to consider when discussing an evolution system, however. Some of the advantages of an evolution system include giving the game a heightened sense of progression, the epic feeling you get when your monsters transform. It allows for a bit of a power creep for the player if they're having trouble with certain lower formed bosses or enemies, and it does make designing monsters a lot easier because you can use the same idea and sort of evolve it over time throughout a singular line. On the flip side, an evolution system does also add bloat to a game's monster roster should the pre-evolutions objectively be weaker than their evolved forms. This is especially true in turn-based games, and it can be mitigated to a degree in a game like Palworld, where perhaps the monsters have more speed and dexterity that is sort of swapped out for power upon evolving. But regardless, it's something to consider. I imagine if they did end up adding evolution to the game, it would be something that is a lot more rare than in most monster taming games, as I can't think of a ton of monsters that would need it or even fit with it. There are definitely a few like the penguins and the king penguins and the alpacas and the king alpacas, but it's not something that I see being heavily needed with the current roster. Because evolution would be a rare occurrence, simple mechanics like using the pal condenser or battling with pals a certain amount might kind of be boring, so I could instead see them adding some type of special evolution mechanics to each individual line in order to make them feel a little more special. This could be an item or a specific method, but regardless, since the evolution pool is on the smaller side, it would add a lot of nuance to the game that may or may not be worth it, considering the fact that the quote evolved forms are still relatively easy to come by. In all honesty, I don't think Palworld really needs a traditional evolution system at all, as the roster only slightly justifies such a mechanic, and we already have crossbreeding, which adds its own nuances already. I think maybe a mega evolution-esque system could be really cool for select pals, but as of right now, we don't really have much evidence to suggest they're going to add that either. That said, let me know what you think down below. Do you think that they should add evolution or even mega evolution to Palworld? And if they did, how would they go about it? We have a new update coming this summer, so who knows, maybe we'll see something like that very soon. All that being said, thanks so much for watching, and don't forget to like and subscribe for more monster taming content. You can also check out my Twitter, Discord, Patreon, and channel memberships down below. And special thanks to our supporters, especially Jim Hamilton, Dro Ghost, Candy Morency, TragSoft, and Nemo. And I'll see you next time. Peace.